Welcome to this overview of working with Rule 95 incidents and defect cards in Railinc's damaged and defective car tracking system known as DDCT. Rule 95 covers the handling of damaged equipment. It assumes any damage is the handling carrier's responsibility and that the equipment can be repaired and returned to service without requesting disposition. Rule 95 covers minor damage and includes the creation of defect cards. Refer to the field manual of the AAR interchange rules for detailed information about interchange rules. This diagram shows the basic flow of the Rule 95 process. The handling carrier creates a Rule 95 incident and, if needed, creates a defect card and moves the car for repairs to the designated location. This activity is recorded in DDCT. The car mark owner is notified each time the handling carrier updates DDCT. Log into Launchpad and navigate to DDCT. If you have questions about logging in, watch the Getting Started video that is part of this video training series. A pop-up box appears asking you to select the company you represent. Let's walk through the process of creating a Rule 95 incident. As we saw in the diagram, whenever handling line damage occurs, an authorized handling carrier user must create an incident to begin tracking. From the DDCT menu bar, select Incidents, Create Incident. The New Car Incident page is displayed. The default incident date is the current date. Use the calendar icon or enter a date to change the date of the incident. Select Rule 95 from the Interchange Rule drop-down. Select the incident type from the drop-down. As seen here in the Location Split and Equipment fields, many input fields in DDCT include sample text or tips as a quick reminder of the expected input format. Enter a location split or use the magnifying glass to look one up. Enter the specific equipment initial and number. Select Continue. A yellow message is informational and may be a caution that requires some action before you can continue. In this case, an override of the DDCT possession check is needed if the equipment is in possession of the handling carrier on the incident date. DDCT verifies the accuracy of the entered information and displays equipment information. In cases where you must gather more information before you can complete the Rule 95 incident, you may want to select the Save Draft button. This will allow you to resume from this point in the process. To add a defect to the equipment, select the wheel icon in the Action column. Select Add Edit Defects. A blue message provides information on how to use a feature. Scroll all the way down to view defects A through Z. Choose the appropriate defect code by selecting the checkbox next to your selection. Enter a description of the damage. You can add incident notes, but this is optional for Rule 95 incidents. Select the Save button. The Incident Details page displays the added defect. Select Create Incident and confirm to create the incident. A green success message indicates a successful submission. If you receive a red message, this indicates an error in your entry. You cannot proceed until the entered information is valid. Correct any problems and select Create Incident and Yes to confirm. Next, let's look at how to create a Rule 95 defect card. Defect cards allow handling carriers to report information as defined in AAR Interchange Rule 102. DDCT supports two options for defect cards: standalone defect cards and defect cards associated with an incident. First, we'll complete the process for standalone defect cards. Defect card processes are used to create, search, view, and import electronic defect cards. To create a standalone defect card, select Defect Cards, Create Defect Card from the menu. All fields with a red asterisk are required. Complete the form. Select Add Defects to enter a defect. Select Create Defect Card. Review the defect card and select Create Defect Card again to create the defect card. Select Yes to confirm. A defect card ID is assigned. Select Done. Optionally, the handling carrier can create a defect card that is associated with an incident. This option must be used when reporting roller bearing defects. To create defect cards that need to be associated with an incident, select Search from the menu bar. Filter your search by narrowing the date, selecting only Rule 95 defect cards, and then selecting the defect type. Select Search. Select the Equipment ID link to open the Card Details page. Select the Create Defect Card button at the bottom of the page. The right side of the form is the same as the Standalone defect card. You can add up to 20 defects as needed. The rest of the form is different from the Standalone form. These differences include a derailment option. If appropriate, select the Yes button for derailment. If inspected, changed, or authorized to change, use the scrolled list at the bottom to select the appropriate locations. As mentioned before, this is the part that is required for reporting roller bearing defects. Hold the Control button to select more than one item in each of these lists. Once the form is complete, select Create Defect Card twice and confirm as seen with the Standalone defect card form. Throughout each step of the DDCT process, email notification messages are automatically sent to the involved parties. To receive these messages, users must be registered in Railinc's FindUs.Rail application. Short training videos on requesting access to FindUs.Rail and adding contacts are available on the FindUs.Rail page at Railinc.com. For more details about DDCT, refer to the DDCT documentation and videos by selecting the Documentation menu item. That wraps up this overview of working with Rule 95 incidents and defect cards in Railinc's damaged and defective car tracking system. Contact us for more information.